Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Derek here. Today we are reacting to another episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is Season 7, Episode 5. Before we jump into it, please consider leaving a like on the video and please consider subscribing. That helps so much. But let's talk about what happened last time. Yeah, so last time was like pretty much the whole episode was in noir mode, kinda. It was noir is a genre. It's like black and white detective crime genre, whatever. And that was really cool. It was narrated by Coulson pretty much throughout the whole thing, and they tied that into how episode 3 ended, with the EMP going off. So he had like some errors going on where he had internal monologue and everything was black and white. So it was nice how they tied that in. Yeah, so with it being a noir episode, it was kind of detective crime story, and the crime that happened was the murder of Detective Sousa. And it was really interesting, kind of just like watching the story unfold throughout the episode, and then it ending with them bringing Sousa to the future. So they took him out of the timeline. So within the actual timeline, he still technically died, but he didn't actually die. He was taken back, and now he's in the future, and they jumped to the 70s, I believe, like 77 or probably 77. So that's gonna be super interesting, just seeing like we've had these guys jump to the past and have them adjust to that, and now we get to throw in another wrinkle of taking someone from the past and bringing them to the future and kind of seeing how they adjust that way. But I think Sousa's a good agent, and he's seen some weird stuff already, so something tells me that he probably will be able to cope a little bit. But we don't know. Daisy and Yo-Yo and now Deke, I guess, too, they're all being dumb, trying to fix things they can't actually fix, and they're gonna get in trouble. But anyways, again, thank you for watching. Please leave a like on the video. Please subscribe. Let's jump into it.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Starring Clark Gregg, Ming-Na Wen, Chloe Bennett, Elizabeth Henstridge, Henry Simmons.
This is so goofy. I love it.
Jeff Ward. Tonight's episode, a trout in the milk.
The little filters they have on this is crazy. She just has the same clothes
What
on.
happened to blending in?
I just don't understand the functional appeal of those elephant pants.
You mean the bell bottoms?
Yeah, you're right.
How do people even time function with all the extra fabric around their feet?
I got news for you. This isn't actually our time.
Yeah, it goes away.
Unfortunately, there's unfashionable squares in every decade, so you are set.
Might as well dive in and embrace the 1970s.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to embrace the 70s, man.
Starting now. I can't believe this old hideout is still running.
Dang. Upgrade.
Did you hear anything from Bobo?
Yeah.
Bobo. Or Grandpappy, whatever you want to call him.
Oh, Fitz, no, I haven't heard. But even if I had, I couldn't disclose.
Right, because the crime families will probe her. Because if you and Fitz don't
Gemma's not Gemma.
bump lemons, so to speak.
That's not Gemma.
Mom is never gonna
Who are you?
exist, and then I won't be born.
Who are you? The frick is that? You can't just do that and then cut away. Are you a robot? You can't be a robot. You didn't turn off from the EMP.
Good place to hole up.
Are they in the lighthouse?
In any year, right?
Right? Yeah.
Happy now.
Not yet,
Then why do you call me Yo-Yo?
because you always bounce back.
That's a hot cup of coffee. Someone's here. Who that be?
Something's different.
Who you is?
Yeah, I'm worried that it's more serious than we think. Also, I might be drunk.
Yeah.
Okay,
Think you might have
just
discovered
touch her
anything.
hand and then
Contact high.
fix her.
No.
Oh, that's the lighthouse guy.
Is that little Ricky?
If by Little Ricky you mean General Rick Stoner, then yes, he's top brass at S.H.I.E.L.D. You knew him?
Yeah.
Welcome the man responsible, my boss and our friend, Wilfred Mellon.
Yeah, that man ain't dead.
From hiding underground, keeping vigilant watch, having eyes in the sky, ensuring the Earth's safety. Using targeting satellites and pinpoint laser telemetry, S.H.I.E.L.D. will now be able to neutralize hostiles anywhere in the world before they pose a threat.
Isn't that
Sound familiar to you?
the
Sounds like Hydra's 40 years ahead of schedule.
yeah, the plot of Captain America Winter Soldier?
Project Insight.
With the helicarriers?
Wanna buy a girl a drink?
Pardon me, miss, but as a commanding officer, purchasing you an alcoholic beverage would be a violation of HR guidelines. However, if you need assistance, I would be happy to use my privilege to flag down the server. Thank you, Agent McBride. I've attended a number of seminars.
You're a good man, I can tell. That's why I was thinking about
What a
transferring
goober.
to division. How close is Insight to completion?
Well, not close enough. I wish we could launch today.
I bet.
We're still 3 years away. Rest assured, 1976 won't just be the bicentennial. It will also be a new birth for freedom.
Yo, he's a terrible S.H.I.E.L.D. officer if he could not tell that she was straight up playing him.
You must hear all the secrets about S.H.I.E.L.D. from your dad.
Some. Lately he's been locked up in his windowless office all day, but I'm in the loop. But enough about my dad, let's talk about us. Maybe start by telling me your name. Sweetheart, who's your new friend?
This is Gideon Malik. Gideon, this is...
Her fiance. Honey, I think we need to go.
Excuse us.
You're welcome for the drink.
Don't worry, I'll pay you back
Eat a
later.
dick, dude.
What's that about?
Insight is just the part that we know about. The guy's had 3 extra years. Who knows what else he's gotten into?
All of this looks different.
That's also true.
You ever see a James Bond movie, man? An underground base full of men in jumpsuits?
True.
Always a bad deal.
True, Yo-Yo, true. What is that? A tower of some kind.
Called it.
I mean, they could be anything.
You mentioned a windowless office. They didn't have computers in 1973. No firewalls.
Oh yeah, she could just straight up hack stuff.
Beautiful boy.
You can just hack everything. She's a genius in this time.
So what's the S.H.I.E.L.D. assets? Wait,
Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Never heard of him.
Was he like 10 right now?
He's just a kid now, but in a few decades he becomes an Avenger.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing.
Comes the Hulk, man.
We'll do a bad thing.
Gosh,
Do you really
dang
think
it.
I wouldn't remember you?
Surrender now and we'll go easy on the rest of you.
Counteroffer. Let us go and the kid walks.
You think he's got nothing to...
Enough.
This ends now.
Dude's name is Luke? Seems like a strangely normal name for a Chromicon. Yeah, she's got superpowers. That's another thing that she didn't tell you.
I'll explain later. Let's go.
Oh, frick, he saw that. That's probably not good.
We gotta find some wheels and get out of here.
Come with me.
Yo, Enoch, my boy. Come with me if you want to live.
Yes, as I have been for the last 40 years. Now buckle up.
Sorry we left you behind.
What a
Thanks for the lift
straight
and
boss.
sweet ride.
Thank you. Consumer Reports gave this vehicle a 5-star safety rating, and its fuel economy is best in class.
Yeah, drive, Enoch. What a G. Straight boss.
Simmons, what's happening?
Oh, they're probably, the Chromicons are probably jumping like crazy.
Tell me you can over.
The Chronicons have changed plans. They're jumping early.
To when? Where are we going?
I don't know. I can't control it.
This is our only chance to stop Insight.
Oh, just 3 years to when it's pretty much complete.
A bit too long.
Dang, son.
3 years.
Something's wrong. Without you, I feel like I've been slipping. Was I supposed to know that we would jump? I keep forgetting.
Gemma Simmons, you are forgetting.
I'm getting confused. I'm not sure.
Have you told anyone else?
Yeah, what the piss is happening right now?
We are working on it, but it's complicated.
Complicated. Then explain it to me. I'm a big boy.
We don't fully understand.
You're in charge and you don't know how this works?
Nobody understands the time drive. That is by design.
So you're screwing with time, but you have no idea what you're doing.
Hey, back off. She's trying.
That's not good enough. You're playing with matches and burning the house down.
Leave her alone.
Not until I get some answers. Lives are at stake. I was taken out of my life for this. Now we all were. We all
Listen up. It's launch day for Project Insight.
Sousa's understandably upset, but
We move fast.
I think he needs to tone it down just a little bit. Is that chip in Gemma's thing in her neck like memories, and you know she's like slipping in and out of remembering them?
Maybe you need a bigger computer. That thing's too small. What?
Yeah.
Showing your age, Susie boy.
What's that?
This is a phone. But only old people use it for calls.
How did you do that?
Check it out.
It's a camera.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, you look okay for a guy who just aged 20 years.
Looks like you're missed a lot.
Just a little bit.
Just wish I could have said some goodbyes.
Whoa.
They told me if someone poked around in the system, it would be you.
Nathaniel.
General, I can't explain everything I'm about to say, but you have to believe me. We cannot launch that satellite. Infiltrated by a Hydra cell aided by sentient time-traveling aliens.
STTA. Synthetic or organic.
A combination of both, actually.
It has to be what it is.
He's a robot.
Hey.
She didn't feel anything.
He felt otherwise.
Or she did. Maybe he's not a robot. He was just playing her. Playing him.
The Chronicoms see everything. They see what you're going to do, and they know exactly. You see that coming?
What did you just do?
He's supposed to be dead, right? Status quo.
God dang, Deke. Friggin' A, Deke. I mean, I'm not even upset about that, because that dude was supposed to die. Frick.
Are those prisoners?
That's his family. His parents, right?
Parents.
God dang it.
If Coulson may flood base, no Trout.
He ceases to exist. Right?
Abort.
And the rocket gets away.
Initiate countermeasure.
Let's see what happens. You got this. Come on. Is that I feel like there's more to it.
Missiles detonated.
There's no way it was that easy.
Insight has been destroyed.
That was way too easy.
White hair, round glasses, total Mein Kampf vibe. You can't miss him. No? No, Daniel Whitehall. Daniel. Cell block D.
Gosh,
No,
dang
I
it.
want to see the old man. I just want his instructions. Detailed instructions. Yes, genius. I want them written down. He had a theory about transferring enhanced ability surgically.
Ooh.
I'm gonna find out if it works.
He's trying to get powers from Daisy? That's not good. Okay. That was a good episode. You could definitely see the frustration of certain members of the team kind of leaking through. I think it started with Sousa. You know, he's used to doing things a certain way in his time, and now he's being brought to the future, and like that in itself is disorienting. But then he's also like he's really getting the vibe that like the team doesn't really know what they're doing, and so that's a pretty heavy thing, especially on him, because he's kind of viewing this as like, I gave up my previous life for this. You know, he might not entirely be thinking about the fact that he would have been murdered regardless, and that they saved his life, but like he's kind of thinking of it as like, if I'm gonna be brought to the future, it has to mean something, and you guys don't seem to know what you're doing. Like, if you can't control this, like what's going on? Why am I here? So it's understandable, and he's mad that because he didn't get to say goodbye to anyone in his time. Like he didn't get to say goodbye to Peggy. Like, he's always had feelings for her, so like not being able to say the things he needs to say to her, that's got to be really tough. Like, leaving all the relationships you've ever had behind, and then all the new relationships that you are now forming, they don't know what they're doing or why. So that's got to be frustrating for Sousa. He's coming to terms with everything that he's left behind and missed. What else? It's kind of like work our way from the beginning. Blah blah. I liked the intro. The intro was really good. Just like classic spy show, 70s stuff with the introductions and the graphics. That was really nice. And they go to this bar and everything's weird. They're like, why is everyone celebrating? Why are there so many people? And it's because they're launching Insight 40 years early. Like, the Chromicons, I don't know if that's the only thing they influenced, but like, if they influenced even that 40 years ahead of time, like, this new timeline that these guys are in is like crazy effed. like things are off the rails. Tech will have advanced so far by the time they're in their current timeline. But yeah, of course Malik recognizes them, and they get out by somewhat taking the son hostage. So he's not supposed to be alive, or his son. They were supposed to die 3 years previously, but they're still here now, and so it's like they gotta figure out a way to. I mean, they could just kill him right away. That would technically fix things, but I don't know if that would entirely fix the timeline. Like, are they gonna have to go back further and kill this man 3 years ago? I don't know, but Nathaniel sees Daisy use her powers, and so does Sousa. He's confused about that, but I think the greater implication is going to be with Nathaniel seeing it, as evidenced by the end scene. What's going on with Gemma? Gemma is being, like, before we thought May was being weird. I mean, it's because she doesn't have any feelings. She's like an empath. She doesn't have her own emotions currently. But Gemma is being real sketch. She's like, she looks like she's got a sore neck, and there's a disc like in her neck that it was like glowing red. My theory is that disc has like memories on it, maybe similar to what happened with Coulson, where like he had all Coulson's memories implanted from brain scan. Maybe Gemma also had memories implanted, but she's not like fully Chromicon. She seems to be more organic, possibly, and maybe this disc is just what is giving her the memories. But there's something going on, because she did not recognize when Deke was like, yo, you heard from Bobo? And she's like, who the frick is Bobo? Until he was like, Grandpa Fitz. Like, then she started to realize, and later she talks to Enoch about like, I'm slipping. I don't know like who I am anymore. Like, I can't tell it. And I think she was going to say, I can't tell it to these humans, because she is not human. So what the piss is happening there? We need to figure this out. Fitz, he is not in the at least the decent chunk of this season, because obviously they didn't know if they were going to be renewed for the past season or two. Fitz's actor, Ian DeCastacker, like, he's an incredible actor, so he's obviously going to be in high demand for movies and other series and stuff. So I guess he was filming a series already while this was going on, so he couldn't be in a lot of this season, which sucks, because he's the best actor in the show and the best character in the show. Patrick Warburton, it's always cool to see him as the general. He's kind of like leading Insight. That's really nice. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, so one of the names on the Insight thing was Bruce Banner. How old would he be in 77? Probably like 5, maybe 1. Like, he's in 2020 or whatever, he's what, like 40, 50 years old, so he's got to be like less than 10 in this current time period. Yeah, so they get caught, yada yada yada, things are happening. They jump 3 years farther, so like the Chromicons are like, we're not going to give them a chance to stop Insight, because we're just going to jump into the future, and we're going to prepare for their like, we're going to leave more people here and then prepare for their eventual landing. So they get Mac's parents, and I think that might have been the leverage that they had for in the envelope for Deke and Yo-Yo, but I'm not sure. Sousa, he's getting mad at Gemma, because he's like, how does this whole thing like work? Like, what is the plan to stop the Chronicons? Are we just like running through this field blind? Like, we don't know what's happening. Shots in the dark. Is it a trout in the milk? Like, he wants to know what's happening. Like, how are we planning to stop things? Because like, he was taken out of the timeline because they couldn't break the timeline, but then throughout the episode, like, he's kind of being shown examples of the timeline already being broken. So he's like, why couldn't you just let me die? Like, I think he would, I can't tell if he would rather have died, because now he has to deal with the fact that, like, all the people that he's ever known and loved, like, he doesn't get to know them anymore. They're either old and he can't ever interact with them again, or they're dead, and he just has additional culture shock. Like, he feels so out of place that, like, if the mission isn't, if they don't know what they're doing, like, why was he, like, he doesn't know if him being brought forward in time was worth it. And that's understandable. I mean, I feel like it's similar to, like, I mean, Enoch doesn't necessarily feel the same way, because he doesn't have, like, I mean, he has emotions, but it's not the same, I guess. Like, if you were immortal and as you go through time, you're just seeing all the people you love die, like, eventually you're just like, I don't want to be here. But yeah, they have a plan to flood the base to stop Insight, but that gets thrown off, obviously, because of Mac's parents. And Gemma is like, we can't let this thing happen. And he's like, abort, I'm not killing my parents, because theoretically, he's not alive yet, I don't think, in 1976. So, like, his parents drowning, like, he would cease to exist, so that's not good. Daisy shows Sousa some technology that he's, like, mind blown by, and then Nathaniel knocks him out. Yeah, like, this was a solid episode where, like, I don't want to say not a lot happened, but like, in terms of, like, accomplishing a mission, they stopped. I think they stopped it. It seems like there's more to it, because that seemed really easy, like, just shooting missiles and blowing the thing up. But there were a lot of, like, relational things happening and unraveling of certain mystery threads, while throwing some more on. So I really like that aspect. Oh, frick, yeah. Deke straight up just killed Malik. Like, he didn't kill him earlier in the season, and then characters keep throwing it in his face that he let this man live, and that letting him live is going to cost thousands of lives. So, like, Deke feels like this personal sense of responsibility for that. So when he's given the chance to kill this man, he's like, poof, you're gone, son. And I didn't mind it, I think, because he was supposed to die 6 years ago from the time he killed him. Because they mentioned earlier in the episode, they're like, yeah, his funeral was 3 years ago, but then they saw him at the bar. And they're like, oh, this is no bueno. You're not supposed to be here. And then they jump 3 years farther forward. So he is 6 years past his, like, death date of when he's supposed to be dead. So Deke just shooting this guy in the chest. Crazy impulsive move. And, maybe doesn't spell great news for Deke's character development going forward. But I think it was an okay decision, because it's not, like, timeline breaking, if you know what I mean. I wonder if the leverage he had was, if it was Mac's parents, or, like, it, because they didn't show it. They didn't show the leverage that they had against them. So something tells me it was something additional. But who knows? Insight launches, Nathaniel captures and kidnaps Sousa and Daisy. They blow up the Insight rocket, which that seemed like a super easy conclusion to that problem. And they're like, but we gave up our position. And it was like, I mean, yeah, I guess. But, like, is that a huge deal? I mean, you're an invisible jet. You can fly away. Unless the Chronicoms can now track you because you shot a missile. I'm not sure. But then, yeah, the episode ends with Nathaniel calling the prison where Whitehall is in because he wants to get his research for potentially getting powers through surgery. So he's going to try and take Daisy's powers. And that is potentially a huge thing. But I don't know. It was a pretty solid episode, and I am enjoying this season. I like it a lot. I'm excited to see where it goes. That was episode 5, so we have, what, 7, 8 left? Because there's 13 episodes in this season. Yeah, pretty solid episode. I like it a lot. I think that's all my opinions / thoughts on this episode, though. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of the episode. What do you think is going to happen next? Yeah, what do you think about Deke's decision to shoot Malik? Oh, I forgot. Gideon Malik showed up. Typical sleazy D-bag. You could tell he's Hydra. Yeah, let me know what you thought about anything in the episode or what's going to happen in the future. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like on the video. Please subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.